Thousands of students in Quebec may be on strike, but tonight the provincial government is pulling an all-nighter, trying to pass emergency legislation to end the weeks of protest over tuition fees. But many see the move as a strong-arm tactic and are urging the government to keep negotiating. The CBC's Catherine Cullen is watching the story as it keeps developing. Catherine.
Peter, Quebec's tuition hike conflict is being called a social crisis. The question is whether this emergency law will help or hurt.
C'est incompréhensible et c'est inexcusable.
It's the beginning of an all-night debate. Though so far it has only succeeded in provoking more protest.
I'm concerned by the fact that social peace is troubled right now.
Student leaders say by trying to impose an end to the conflict, the premier is actually escalating it. But after more than 3 months of protests, violence and arrests, Jean Charest says he needs to act. It's not just for our young people, but for the future of Quebec, he says. The education minister says student leaders should be calling for peace.
We can express ourselves with no violence and be on the street, but very calmly.
But critics of the law go beyond student unions and opposition politicians. Some teachers' groups have also rejected the plan.
It doesn't matter what side you're on this issue. I think this strategy may backfire and may just prolong the conflict even more.
The premier says he wants a cooling-off period to suspend classes at schools affected by the strike. The semester would continue in August and September, delaying the fall session. And he says everyone who wants to go back to class and hasn't been able should now be allowed. He wants to put in place measures to stop intimidation by protesters. Student leaders don't like it. They want a negotiated settlement.
We are more ready than ever for compromise, and it's really an honest statement.
The government is scheduled to vote on the bill tomorrow. Charest's majority should ensure it passes. Peter?
All right, Catherine, thanks very much. Catherine Cullen in Montreal.